Hello guys, this is Master. So today I'm going to be teaching programming. I'm going to teach about functions. So in these functions we have two types of function. So these functions, the first one we have a function that does not return a value. So a value. So this function which does not return a value, this function is called a void. It's called void function. It's a void function. So when I say void function, you can name in a function. Remember, in int main, we have a function called int main. So this function, I told you that the int there is a return type. This int here is a return type, and the main is the name of the function, and this is a parameter list. So in this void function, the void is a return type of that. It returns void, so it does not return a value. So when we write that function, for example, let me just give you an example. Let's say we have hash include iostream username namespace std int main. Because I'm writing a function, let me start with a function. So let's say we want to write a function that display a message. How are you doing? Or let me say we want to write a function that just like the function that says display welcome to course 1511. So this function, we can use a void. We can say void, let's say void welcome. So the name of the function must correlate with what the function is going to be doing. Void welcome. When we say void welcome, then after that we can say cout. Then we say welcome to course 1511. So after that, here when we say welcome to course 1511, let me just do an end line to a new line. So this is our function. This function just say welcome to course 1511. So every time when we write a function, we have to call that function. So a function call, I'm gonna define what is a function call, how to write it. So after writing this void of mine, I can now write int main. Then inside the int main is a main function. So inside here, I can just call a void function. So when I call a void function, which is called welcome, I will just write welcome. So welcome like that. Then semicolon. When I just write it like that, this is what I've written. What I've written there is called what is a function call. You only write. You don't write a return the value. You don't write this kind of. You don't write a return type of a function. Only you just say void. Yeah. You just write the name of the function, and then the parameter list. In our parameter, there's nothing that way. That's why it's like that. So this function, when we run it, is going to say welcome. We just call the function called welcome to inside the main function, which our main function is called what? Inside the main function is called int main. So every time in int main, remember to write a return 0. So after that, now if I want to run this function, let me run it. You will see it's building successfully, it compiles successfully, and now we run it. When we run it, it says what? Welcome to course 1511. So we just created a function called void welcome. So what is the most important thing about the function? We can break a solution, like a problem, into parts. So instead of us to write everything inside the main, and then it's going to be long statements, we can break those statements into parts, and we just call them inside the main function. So this function that I just show you guys now is called a void. It does not return a value. When it says it does not return a value, it means that you don't have to write return here. Maybe you'll say return something. It won't work because the void, it does not return anything. So the function, now let's talk about a function that return a value. A function that return a value, it can return int, like int main. It can return float for decimal, float for decimal. It can return string. So now it can return string, and it can also return char. Yeah, so now let's talk about, let's say we want to write a function that input your name and then it display back your name. So which means if I want to write that kind of function, I know I'm going to write a function that is going to return what? A string, which means I'm going to say string, let's say name. After that, when I say string name, inside the parent limitality, we can say string again. So for example, we can say string name, we can say string x, let's say, okay, we can say string x, then again we say string, let's say y. So after that, I can say return, return what? I can say return return x and y. I just use return x and y. So I go to int main. In the int main function, I can say in the int main function, inside the int main function, I can say string again, a and b. So I say cout, I say cout, enter your names, C in A, C in B. So after that, I'm gonna call this function called name. I'm just gonna say name. You can see it's there. I can just click it. After that, inside I can just say A, comma B, like that. So I just call the function called what? A, comma B. So now when I call it, I can just say, let me just write cout so that it can display. So when I say cout, A, comma B, then now I can say return what? Return 0. So if I'm building my function, if I'm building my program, it's building successfully, it's compiling successfully, then let me run it. So when I run it, enter your names. I can say Peter van der Waals. Peter Waals. So now when I say Peter Waals, you can see it's in Waals. Let me check something. So we have C in, okay, A and B, string A and B. Okay, return x and y. So let me say return x here, and let me also say return y. I just want to see something. So now I'm building my, I say Peter Mark. I want to see if it's just saying Peter only, so it's fine. So it's just giving us Peter. So okay, if it's giving us Peter, so what we can do, there is a little problem with this program, because it's supposed to give us all of those names. So let me just try to check again something. I'm gonna use Peter Mark. Let me see, Peter Mark, enter. It's still giving me Peter only. So but my point which I wanted to make is that, like, we can call a function. So just that maybe here in some scene I have to check something, and then also this one I just have to check something, then that's how I'm gonna check what's going on. But the function is running perfectly, just that it's not returning exactly the way I wanted it to return. So which means I will check. So in order, which means in other words, you can use what, a get line in this one. You can just say get line. We can use a get line. So just wait for another video. You can view another video, then I will be continuing with these questions. So after that, I'm gonna continue starting with this program where we're waiting for failing to get wrong, right? Then after that, we're gonna see how we do it. Thank you. Just watch and subscribe so that you can get more videos. Thank you.